Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about the Married at First Sight after party for second time's the charm.
Listen, I think this is the last after party of the season. So, listen, there's a lot to get into, and they gave it all to us like in 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get into it. You ready, Blair?
Yes.
Like, subscribe, share, comment. We need the likes. We need the comments. We need the subscriptions. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are so behind, guys. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Well, we've got Michael, Becca, and Emily there for the after party. Michael still feels that he made the right decision.
Yeah.
He had to be honest about where he was. And Keshia asked, why not give the relationship more time since you're already married?
Yeah.
And Michael is telling us the optimism didn't outweigh the negativity. Emily asked, well, you had two opportunities. Were you even ready for marriage?
Valid question.
And he said he was, but he needed to feel like he was at the point to continue in the marriage.
What did you feel about that, Blair?
I think Michael's relying too much on his feelings. I think that if you want to be married and if you're with a partner, and I think this is kind of the advice his friend was giving him, like if she's a nice enough, decent enough person and you guys have a attraction, a chemistry, and something you can build on, why not just continue? But I think he really just relied on his feelings and fear overtook him. Yeah. And he essentially talked himself out of a marriage, and he might have actually talked himself out of marriage, period, because I don't see, and I don't know if age plays a huge role, but to me it does. For you to live a certain amount of life, and I would think amount of experience, if you are done with being dating and single and when you really want to build a relationship and a life with somebody. So it's just hard for me to believe at 38, a man who signed up for Married at First Sight didn't know until he was in it that marriage might not be for him, because he didn't even make it about Chloe. Like he didn't know if he could put in the effort. So I just find it all to be odd, and I don't know if I believe him. So
Can I take the opposite side?
Sure.
I said, can I take the opposite side? All right. So you said he talked himself out of marriage, right? What if he was trying to talk himself into marriage this whole time?
Possibly.
What if he was a liar in the sense of, from the time he saw Chloe, he knew that he didn't want to be with her. So throughout the process, besides him talking himself out of marriage as meeting with the friends, he's trying to talk himself into liking this woman. But maybe he felt like he owed it to the experts or owed it to the TV show that y'all did find a second wife for me. I got to at least take her to decision day. But I'm really not feeling her. So I'm like, maybe he was just lying the whole time about liking her and things like that. And maybe he was just nice to her and things like that. Because now when I think back to it, everything that he was doing when it came to Chloe, when it came to her, was how you would treat someone, like how you would treat someone nice, but I don't know if
like a coworker.
But I don't know if I saw love.
Right.
I saw like nice as, hey, think about yourself. I'm here for you. You need some. Hey, is this your morning routine? These are nice pearls. You got nice out. Like it came off as if he was just being nice more than he just actually being like a husband that actually likes her. Yeah. So maybe throughout this process, besides him talking himself out of marriage, because he said the positive did not outweigh the negative. Maybe it started negative for him. Maybe he's like, I don't really like this person. But I'm a nice guy, so I'm never going to say, like, I don't like a person. I'm going to find a positive and things like that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be with them.
Possibly. Well, Keshia asks Emily and Becca how they feel about after the decision day. Emily is feeling free. Becca says that she has easy and hard days. She's doubted herself a lot in the marriage, and it feels good to be feeling grounded now.
Now, Emily, you said you feel free as a bird from decision day. Were you free as a bird in the marriage too? We will get to it. Continue.
So we see a flashback of the group discussion in the bar, Lauren calling Orion out. And Michael said that he would have pulled Orion to the side and just told him let it go if it wasn't like everybody, there. Emily thinks it's comical that Orion even spoke up because he was there for like 2 days. Yeah. Becca says that it was hard to see Austin. Emily thought Brennan should have showed up. Michael says that he told Chloe that they could just leave the gathering because it can get so toxic with the groups, because even though people don't come in with it with bad intentions, there's a lot of hurt there and anger. So Emily says that it just shows Cameron and Brennan's level of commitment for not showing up.
Stop right there for a second. it speaks to their commitment. I think she even used the word character as well.
Yeah.
Why are you keep talking about other men? Except, I was going to say your man, but you're divorced.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's something to the civil war that they have to try to paint a picture that the men are really the villains of the show, and the men are trying to paint a picture on their after party episodes that the women are the villains. Now, here's the thing about it. Keshia chimed in and said, hey, Cam had surgery.
Yes, heart surgery.
Yeah, heart surgery. Cameron was given instructions on what to do and what not to do. And one of the instructions was that after surgery, he can't be out. So for Emily to try to use that as a reason to slander his character or slander his commitment, but no, Claire, she gets a pass though, because Claire had to work.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? She over there talking about, well, Brennan, the season was over anyway, so like Brennan could have came. Why would you want Brennan there? Throughout this whole time, y'all wasn't getting along. So why are you so keen on basically pointing out their commitment and their character? You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I felt about it. I mean, Cameron had heart surgery. Like he should say, you want him at the bar after he had heart surgery.
Yeah.
Emily said he could be standing there with water.
What? What you on, Emily?
Odd. Very odd. Emily was saying that if it was her, she would have been there because that shows her level of commitment. Honestly, Emily, when things happen to you, you should probably rest. Okay,
you should have went home.
Maybe you should have went home after the trip to where you busted your head, like because you were sitting up there when the lady was doing the yoga, leaning over, and Brennan had to tell you, "Hey, that's relax. Exactly what they said not to do."
Exactly.
So maybe you should have went home.
Exactly. So this whole idea of that she over here, like, stop propping yourself up by putting them down.
Right.
The Civil War is over. We already seen the truth. We know the truth, and we will get down to it.
Right. So we see a flashback of Emily confronting the guys about cutting the process short for the women and having a calculated narrative.
Yeah.
And Becca said the ladies experienced a pattern of the lack of effort with the men, and the men told them that they couldn't talk about sex.
Yeah.
To me, that's not a big deal. Not everybody wants to talk about their sex life on camera. Emily says everyone is confused about the season because there were all these off-camera conversations, and now it's he said, she said.
And your thoughts on that?
I think it's true. And I think that Emily was saying that we were trying to just be followed by our husbands and not do these like on camera conversations. But I feel like you should have said bump that when the cameras come, which honestly, Brennan seemed off guard anytime Emily spoke up anyway. You should have caught him off guard with the real conversations that y'all were having, just to keep it honest. So
yeah, I agree. I do believe that even though I'm not a fan of Emily at the moment, I do believe that partially she is telling the truth in how the demise of this season, when it came to the men contributed to it the same way as the women contributed to it. That's why I am criticizing Emily and making it seem like it was the men that did. No. Everybody played a part.
Yeah.
This is a gumbo of failure for everybody. Everybody get a bowl and a spoon. Y'all all contributed to this season.
Right. Well, Michael is happy that he and Chloe navigated the process the way they did because they would even, to the point, hold back some conversations when the cameras weren't around so that way they could show the relationship in its entirety on camera.
Basically, we ain't gonna lie. We basically gonna be like, we gonna have this conversation, we gonna have it on camera.
Yeah.
But even though, Michael, I do feel like you were trying to convince yourself, yes, I think it was no from the beginning for you, though, but that's just me.
Well, Keshia said something came up about the double date with the guys and how it was basically used as a distraction for how Emily cheated on Brennan. And she asked her point blank, did you cheat on Brennan? First she said she didn't. And then she said she didn't consider it cheating. And then Keshia had to ask, well, did you kiss the Australian guy in the bar?
Yeah.
And Emily said the Australian guy kissed me. But Brennan was texting some other girl. I think she said Becca's friend or somebody like that. Claire friend. So she was making a point to prove that he was never in the relationship fully.
What was your thoughts on this?
I think Emily, I don't know why she didn't just say, yeah, if you're married at the time and you were kissing somebody else, then yeah, you're cheating. I don't know why she couldn't just say, yeah, and to be like, the guy kissed me. What difference does that make? Like, both y'all lips touching.
Here's the mystery about it. Can I add a mystery?
Sure.
I think the fact that it was Claire's friend, who do you think told Emily that Brennan is DMing Claire's friend?
Claire, because she liked to keep the mess up.
Was Claire the one that lied about the double date? So how do Emily even know that it's true? Dude, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To use that as a reason to be like, he was never in it. The whole time she's trying so hard. And this is not me defending Brennan, but I think we owe Brennan a 1% apology. Just 1%, 0.5 for Blair. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say, bring it down a little lower for me.
1%, 0.5 for Blair. Because all this time, Keshia's asking her direct questions. And Emily got this thing about talking over Keshia. And I'm happy this the last one because I ain't going to take it no more, Emily, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, she's trying to ask Emily a direct question. And Emily has a motive to basically be like, but Brennan wasn't in it, though. Brennan's not in it. Brennan. And I'm like, no. We asked you a question about you.
Yeah.
Did you cheat on Brennan? Brennan wasn't in it from the jump. Did you cheat on Brennan? Well, can I say something? Did you kiss an Australian guy at the bar? And here's the thing about it. I don't know if you kept your eye on it, but Becca's energy and Emily's energy next to each other is very different. I'm not saying that they're like enemies, but I think there's something to Becca was the one that exposed that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I think there's some uneasiness to that because that was supposed to be a secret. Brennan didn't tell it. You get what I'm saying? So, and Cameron exposed it, but Becca confirmed it. And
she gave the details.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now, Emily, we caught you between a rock and a hard place. And basically, you have to be honest. So now, I need the timeline.
Yep.
I said this in the last episode and things of that nature. I need the timeline because if you cheated and that basically caused him to basically shut down even more, all of this is your fault. All of it is your fault. And you played the biggest part. Stop trying to assassinate someone's character without basically pointing it to yourself and be like, I messed up.
Yeah.
But you over here talking about, I don't consider it cheating. You over here talking about, it's just like he kissed me. Lack of accountability. You get what I'm saying?
So we see a flashback of Michael and Chloe's decision day.
Yeah.
Michael felt the divorce was the correct decision. Becca feels sad because it felt like he might have a avoidant attachment style. Like he might be self-sabotaging. Do you think he was self-sabotaging?
Self-sabotaging? I honestly thought in this moment, seeing the after party, I thought that's where I got my theory from with the whole convincing himself to like her. I think he was lying the whole time to be nice. Because when he was sitting there was a moment where he was talking. He was like, sometimes even though like the decision was no, it doesn't mean that it don't hurt. And then he just kind of like sat there as if he was trying to cry. But like he didn't cry.
He was just sitting there.
And he was just like, And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's a decision you made. You act like you act like you said yes and she said no.
And honestly, if you feel like it's the right decision and it doesn't hurt, it's okay to not be hurt.
Exactly.
I can't say whether he was hurt or not, but if you're happy to be out of the situation, it's okay to feel that way too.
Yeah. Now to answer your question, that like I definitely did not answer.
No.
Self-sabotage. I don't think it was self-sabotage just off the strength of he already made a decision in his head that he wasn't going to marry this woman. I think he just felt like he owed it to the production team to basically go through with the wedding and marriage until decision day because he got a second try at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it was self-sabotage?
I do, because I'm not going off of what I think he was thinking. I'm going off of what he said and what he did. And by what he said and what he did and what he said he wanted, and for that to all flip around and change at the end,
Facts.
Then it does appear to be you're sabotaging yourself with what you say you really want.
Yeah.
You really wanted marriage. You really wanted to do this thing to the point you did it twice. And you were talking about how committed you were and all this type of stuff to the point where the experts believed you and wanted to hook you up with somebody else.
Yeah.
So it does appear to be self-sabotage if you were telling the truth and this is what you really wanted, only for you to not have what you wanted.
Facts.
So, well, Keshia felt like he basically overthought and thought himself out of this. Michael and Chloe, we find out their Uber got flipped. They got in some car accident at one point.
Yeah.
And Emily was asking, after my accident, I kind of felt closer to Brennan and wanting to be with him because it was such a traumatic experience. And she asked, did you feel that way about Chloe? And Michael said, no. He said, I was thinking about managing the moment. I wasn't really thinking about relationships. I was just trying to make sure everybody was safe in the car. And that's about as far as my mind went.
And that's why I think...
And that's probably as far as Brennan's mind went.
And that's why I think that his mind was always no. It was always no. He tricked me. You get what I'm saying? He tricked me.
So we talk about how Michael felt after Chloe said yes. And he was surprised because he knew she felt that he was leaning towards a no. But Michael wishes that he maybe could have talked through some things some more. But they were so in the moment that they really didn't talk about their challenges or the future and what that would look like.
And talk through some things as in talk about what things?
I don't know. He said something I didn't like write down specifically because he don't be talking about nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like my thing is
talking about challenges in the future. Like that doesn't mean that you'll do that when the moment comes. Like I don't know if that'll make him feel better about the future.
Yeah.
But the future is unknown, and I think that's the part where he has to get comfortable of not being able to control the future. You know.
Yeah, I think Michael just want to talk.
Yeah.
I think Michael just want to talk because it confuses the person he's talking to.
Yeah.
And in that way, a lot of words give off the illusion that he is good at communication. But if you use 20 words that can be said in 10 words, you're bad at communication.
Yeah.
If you use 2 words that need to be said in 30 words, you're bad at communication. So it goes both ways. Just because you talk a lot doesn't mean you're good at communication. Right. Anything else?
That's it.
Listen here. We will not be watching the tell-all or the catch up with our favorite castmates thing, but in 2 weeks we will be watching the 2-part reunion,
and we'll review that.
We will review that, and Married at First Sight Chicago will be coming this year at some point. They said in April, but I doubt it'd be this in April next month. I think it may be closer to the summer. Who knows? But we will be reviewing Married at First Sight Chicago. Anything else?
That's it.
Subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be back in 2 weeks with Married at First Sight. Y'all be good.
Bye.